This is gonna be a good day.
Keep me uppy. Keep me uppy.
You want me to keep you uppy?
Yeah.
Come here.
Oh, my turn.
I'll pick you up for now. Are you ready to bake today?
Yeah.
Yeah? What should we bake?
Bake pizza.
Welcome to the kitchen at Palmer's Progress. Today we're going to take on a big challenge and do 3 different recipes. One is the traditional sugar cookie. We're trying something new with baklava, making our own phyllo dough. And then we also have molasses cookies.
Great.
We're gonna start by making the dough for each of our recipes. Now all of these recipes require time in the refrigerator to chill. So that is going to be a struggle for us, or a challenge, and we are going to have to balance all of the chilling and all the steps. So that will be our main challenge.
The holiday season, more than any other season, tends to be a lot of juggling around, and we're going to be doing a lot of that today in our bake as we have the 3 different recipes that we're working through, and chilling and baking and decorating. It'll be a lot of fun and a great opportunity to do that seasonal juggle that we do.
All right, I'm off to go to the drawer. Save a shack.
Sounds great, Liam. Hey, when you get back, make sure to be ready to decorate some cookies with us. Okay, so the first dough we're gonna work on is the molasses dough. And we're gonna mix it in. I got that, thank you.
And brush hairs and brush hairs.
And brush hairs.
And brush hairs and brush hairs.
Who dressed you?
Me did.
You did it all by yourself. Baklava before. And molasses cookies are traditional in Daddy's family, and now are traditional in ours. So we're going to use Grandma Nana's
I'm getting my bunny.
You're gonna
Her
get
bunny?
your bunny? I don't think the bunny should be in the kitchen.
Mixer again. Right?
We do need that mixer. So I was just gonna say dump the dough into the saran wrap and then we'll wrap it up and put it in the fridge.
Okay.
Snacks for the girls.
Sugar?
Should we have some sugar?
What? Did she actually say that?
Yes.
Have some sugar?
What's in there? Sugar? Let's bake.
No, I'm not.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
We're gonna bake sugar cookies next. Oh no, we're not gonna bake them. We're gonna make the dough for the sugar cookies next. And then we'll put it in the fridge to chill. And while we're doing that, we're gonna make the phyllo dough. Shall we do it?
Ja, let's bake.
Okay, we'll bring the sugar. That's not sugar.
This is bad.
Shoot.
Okay.
Here's the butter, the sugar, and we are using powdered sugar. So I think it's gonna make the sugar cookies a little lighter and chewier. We'll see. Flour, vanilla, egg, and some salt. Simple and delicious.
Sugar, flour, and butter. Can't really go wrong.
And then we have to make the buttercream frosting for the decorating.
Put the sugar in the mix.
You can use the spatula.
Oh, look at them, so pretty. It's the mixer dance.
Adding egg. I'm gonna go the extra mile here.
Are you gonna sift it?
Yes, we're gonna sift it.
Mom is gonna sift something. It's a new.
Alright.
She's following recipes. She's sifting things.
So excited.
What is going on?
You want to do this. I know you do. You're excited. Alright. Here we go. Go ahead.
The little things.
Look at that. I mean, it just makes such a huge difference. It's like making a snowy mountain. Alright, I think we're done, sweetie. Alright, now it's time to try the new bake. This is the phyllo dough that we're going to make for our baklava. So, I've been watching and learning. Let's see how it goes. So first we add a little bit of salt, about a half teaspoon, into 2 cups of flour. And we make a little well in the flour and add olive oil. And just 2 teaspoons of vinegar. And I'll measure it. Oh, will you grab my measuring spoons over there? I so want to just splash it in, but I know that phyllo dough is very particular. So. Oh, I think I hear Liam coming back from Gajoring. All right. 2, 1. And 2.
Yay!
The white wine vinegar. Okay, so we're supposed to do this with our hands. So just gently begin to mix it together.
And you're gonna mix it until it just comes together. The reason you're mixing with your hands is because you want to really feel the texture in all of it.
I wonder if it's a little bit like making tortillas, you know?
Probably. It's just kind of like a tortilla.
It's our favorite part. Well, it's this mix between tortillas and pizza dough.
That makes sense.
The two other doughs that I make a lot. When it comes to dough that you're kneading, it's usually sticky at first and hard to work with, but as the gluten does the work, then it's not so much that way. So with a big family, most of the recipes we have to double. So I'm making another batch of phyllo dough. Hello! Or if you're giving gifts to friends, you have to double as well. All right, this is our second batch of phyllo dough. Right now, Lily's working on getting the gluten going and in our first batch. And then we'll set it to the side after we make a few, roll out some. With this batch, we're gonna add the water with the oil and vinegar and salt instead of adding it later. We'll see if it turns out a little differently, a little easier to work with. So first I make the well in the flour mixture, and then I pour in the olive oil, vinegar, white wine vinegar, warm water, and a half a teaspoon of salt. And then I mix it with my hands. Once it's mixed, then we begin to knead it for about 5 minutes. I love this dough. All right, so while our two doughs are in the fridge chilling and then our phyllo dough is resting for a while, we're gonna go ahead and work on our buttercream frosting and the filling for the baklava. All right, now it's time to make the syrup that goes with the baklava. And we're just gonna add 3/4 cup of water into our pan and a 1.5 cups of sugar and 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. You can use squeezed orange juice or blossom water. Oh dear, I didn't do that quite right. Trying to be so meticulous about measuring everything, which isn't really how I work in the kitchen, but I'm gonna do that. Oh, we probably need a little spatula for that. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. Oh, see.
She knows spatulas over there.
Ow. We have lots of spatulas.
Oh wait, there was there?
And the last bit is our honey, which is pretty signature to baklava, that honey flavor in there. And then we'll put it on the stove until it's all mixed and boiling and set it to the side to add to the top of the baklava.
have to watch sugar cookies. You don't want them brown at all. So I'm camped out. This big?
Laurel?
And that doesn't stick though, Mom.
Good.
And that
Let's
doesn't
see.
stick, Mom.
A couple of them browned a little tiny.
Perfect. They look perfect, honey.
Woo.
And the spatula, I believe, is over there.
Okay, where's it?
You go food? Yeah? No? Okay. My rat. So? Okay. Yeah.
It's like I have a toddler in the kitchen with me, making the hardest dough there is to make.
No, touch it, Daddy. I'm not touching
No,
it.
don't touch it. Okay, watch out. Okay.
What's this, Mom?
I'm gonna move these over here.
I'm not touching that, okay?
Too much.
I'm not touching that,
All
Mom.
over them and nobody's
I'm not
gonna be able to-
touching that, Mom.
Oh, good. I'm
doing
so
one.
glad. All right. So my container that I'm using is a little bit bigger than the one that I saw being used for this recipe. So I'm having each piece be a few more grams than what they suggested. And we want it to be uniform. So we use our little scale, 25 grams. And the other thing about phyllo dough is that you don't want it to dry out. So I have saran wrap that I keep wrapping around the phyllo dough as we do this. So 5 grams too much. If you're spreading something out super thin, it makes a huge difference. So we'll cut off just a little piece, measure it again. Just a little too much. All right, and then I set it in here. Put this over it so it stays moist. I'm just making 4 or 5 of these at a time, and then I roll out each one, which you'll see. That was exciting. All right, so we have 4 in here. I'm gonna wrap this back up. Plenty to make. Only have 3 more to go, and then I'm done rolling these out. Now, if you're a family that makes tortillas like we are, then you're used to this process of over and over, the tediousness of it. It's well worth it for tortillas, and now we get to find out if it's worth it for phyllo dough. It's really fun to have projects that take time and you get to see how it's actually made. It's not just out of the freezer at the grocery store. There is a time and place for that, but during the holidays you want to do something a little extra special. You can do this as a family, which is nice, right? So I'm a little nervous after this step, after rolling out all of these pieces. We stack them all on top of each other and then we roll them out all together. And I'm hoping I put enough of the cornstarch in between each one so that they can peel apart. So we'll see how I did. It's really hard to just trust a process. There's a lot of things in life like that. Baking's a great way to learn that without too much of an impact. We are definitely feeling the stress of having multiple bakes going on. It's really exciting though to see the phyllo dough be able to be separate. That cornstarch mixed in between each layer. As we roll it out, we're able to peel them apart. Right now I've started the first layer. I put some butter on the bottom of the pan and then put the first layer in, and I'm just gonna sprinkle a little butter in here like this. And I'll put 5 layers in, and then we'll start putting our filling in there. We'll put a couple layers between there and then some more filling. And we'll do that 3 times, and then on top we'll put another 10 layers of the phyllo dough and slice it and stick it in the oven. Alright, so now we ground up the walnuts and the pistachios and a little bit of cinnamon, and we're going to put that in as our filling. Now the syrup that we made is going to go on at the very end, and we're going to drizzle it over the very top after it's baked. Alright, here we go. There's 3 layers.
Here, hold the sprinkles and I'll help you. Oh, careful. Now you take pinch some right out. There you go. Sprinkle with your fingers. There you go. Do it one more time.
Nice job.
What do you want to do?
Just
Save it, or do you want to eat it?
it's not bad.
Had to redo the last layers because they didn't put enough cornstarch flour mixture in between, so I'm learning.
I'm carefully watching the molasses cookies and the puppy.
Last piece of the phyllo dough. Woohoo! Better make sure I have enough. So after this stage is when I roll them all together. See how they kind of slide apart? That's what I want. Oh, that needs more. Excited. I have let many seasons go by without making this because it's intimidating. But here I am, I'm doing it, and it's so exciting. We'll see how it turns out. Alright, so we have all our layers together. Now it's time to make the signature cut in the baklava. They're usually in triangle shapes. So I will begin slicing them. And the butter has hardened a little bit, which is what we want. It makes it easier to slice. It's really, it seems like a big deal to be slicing this right now after rolling all of those pieces out. I think there are, almost 20 layers in here. All right, so it's all done here. It just has to bake for 1 hour at 350. We have kids decorating cookies over here. Last batch of the molasses cookies came out, and now this is going in. So it's all coming together. All right, we're all done with the molasses cookies and the sugar cookies. We have them all decorated. And the baklava is still in the oven. We have a little bit more time there. If you enjoyed watching the bake, make sure to subscribe or press like. We'd love to hear your comments, and we look forward to baking with you next time. Cookie? Ooh. Yes, thank you. Let's go eat some of these. It's done. Now for the syrup. Here, I'll put it. This is fine. Here's our syrup. Drizzle it over the top. Can you hear it sizzling? And then the hardest part is you have to sit and wait some more. Wow. Oh, that's so yummy. Should we go enjoy a glass of wine? Happy anniversary. Alright, there's our layers. Oh, it smells really good. It is our anniversary. We got one set at our wedding. I want a piece too.
Is it baklava?
It's baklava. I don't know that I've ever actually tasted.
Baklava? What?
It's really good though. This is something I would definitely want to take to a dinner party. It is so yummy, and you can tell that you put a lot of effort into it.